Do you want to create the perfect content brief with thruuu? Let me show you that. So we are right now in the interface of thruuu where you can do many things, and we will focus on creating brief. So you can click on this button to create a brief, or click on the menu here and then access all the different features like creating a brief, browsing all your briefs, creating templates, and prompts for your outline. And I will explain all of this in this video. So the first things to do when you create or when you use the content brief generator of thruuu is to create a template. Basically, you can create templates with thruuu, and each time you will create a brief, you can choose which template you want to use. So it's quite useful because if you are working with several clients or on several projects, you might need 1 or 2 templates per client or project. And let me show you how to create your first template. So click here. Here you have the list of all your templates. You can modify them or duplicate them. But let's start from scratch, creating a new template. So on the left here, you can see different elements. And here in the middle, an area where you can drag and drop stuff. All right. So understand that thruuu is made, or thruuu content brief are made of different elements, right? So each element basically will hold some information. Some information will be automatically pulled from the SERP. Some will be created by AI, and some needs your input, right? But like this, you can have different elements and guide your creation process later on. So let's start with the first element. I think you should have this element in every content brief. It's called writer directive. Basically, this element is used here to give directive to your writer. Makes sense. You can, it will display the main topic and target keyword. Here you can do nothing. It will be pre-filled automatically when you create your brief. But you can have notes, define the audience, the region, and the search intent. As well as search intent, it will be done per brief, and you don't put the search intent in your template. But my point is that you can put default text in the template. So for instance here, we'll take this one, like article, objective, and some editorial guidelines. I just put that here. So each time we create a brief with this template, this information will be displayed. So you can put default text. So here I have the objective of the article, some guidelines, example as well. Okay. Audience here, I will leave it empty. I will create based per brief. I will define the audience, the region as well, or I can put just USA or US market, let's say, or English speaking market, up to you. As I said, search intent, I leave it empty. Then the next one, article summary. So basically here is to define the title, the meta title, the description, the slug, the target word count, the article type and tone. Here you cannot put any default information because it makes no sense to have a default title in your template, right? But I recommend to have this element in your brief. Then the next one is outline. This element will be used also to build your outline, to build your heading structure. Also, what you can see is that you can only add once this element. Yeah, you don't need 2 times an outline element in your brief. Makes sense. This is for me the most important element. You need at least to have these 3 ones, I guess, in your brief. Provide directive, define the title, and the outline. Also here you can click here if you want to have a let's say a simpler view, and you can drag and drop your element around. So if you want to reorganize your template. Let's quickly add all those elements so you can understand what they do. Frequent questions, this one will pull automatically the PAA from the SERP, and as well the most frequent on-page questions found in headings. Top topics, here we'll extract the most frequent terms found in your competitor and display them in the brief. SERP insights, here it will provide some statistics about SERP, words on average, page rank, images, last update. Top title, here it will list the title and the H1 of your competitor for this for the targeted keyword. Competitor analysis, here it will list basically the competitor or the SERP. Related searches, here it will list the related searches found on Google. Top cited sources, here it will extract from your competitor the most, let's say, used external link. So basically the sources that has been used by your competitor or cited. So then you can see which link is most popular, and maybe you can as well include that in your copy, or maybe read the article or the related article. Food for thought, here is another element that will by default extract the top 3 ranking pages and as well the most cited sources. So it's good to provide some let's say inspiration to your writer. The links here, if you want to have the internal or external links, so you can list all your links that you want to have in your article. Competitor outlines, here is another element that will basically display the table of content of selected pages. And free text is a free text where you can do anything. So you can, for instance, here I prepare some text. So if you want to have your company description, because you want to, or client description, so you can put that here. So it's a free text. Feel free to create anything, and you can add as much free text you want. So free text is only an element that you can add many times. I will create a simpler template because I don't want to have all of this. It was just for you to understand. I will keep the first 3: frequent question, top topics, SERP insight, top titles I remove. Computer analysis I will keep. I will remove related searches. I will remove this one. I keep food for thought. I remove the links. I remove this one, and the free text I will move it a bit up. So I will move it just below the writer directive. Okay, so this will be our template with all these elements, right? So now you can save, and we call it demo template. So remember, you only do that once. I mean, or many times if you need many templates, but I recommend to create at least one template for your website that you can reuse each time you create a content brief. Okay, so now let's start to create a brief. So you can click here, and thruuu is asking you to enter the main topic of your brief, so your target keyword. So let's say I want to write about how to become SEO consultant. Okay, so this will be my target keyword. You can put a long tail, a keyword, a simple keyword, up to you. Click on continue. Then select basically how your audience will search for your content. So here is basically which SERP must be analyzed. I will take the US one. You can as well create some filters or just use the drop down. I continue. How many SERP results you want to extract? So 10 means the first page, 20 the 2 first page, etc. So basically it's number of articles that will be analyzed by thruuu. And select as well your template. So here we can select demo template. Okay, and here you go. You can create the brief now, and thruuu will analyze Google search, extract key information, and then open the content brief generator. So now we are in the interface to create a content brief, and you can see here in your workspace you have all the elements that we picked previously. So writer directive, company description, this was our free text, article summary, outline, etc., etc. You have different action here, and also here you can change the status. Let's say I put it in progress. You can change the name of the brief. It's not the target keyword, it's just the name for you. I don't know. You can add, like, I would put demo, just a kind of label. Then you can save and close, analyze the SERP, because thruuu is as well a powerful SERP analyzer, and with every single brief there is a SERP analysis also associated with. I won't dive into the SERP analysis. There will be another video for that, but thruuu is really powerful, extracting a lot of information from your competitor, the overview, the topics, the outline, the questions, and so on. So you can have a look. I always recommend, anyway, when you create a content brief, also explore the SERP, try to understand what your competitors are doing. So you can open the SERP analysis, you can as well open Google SERP. You can share, we do that at the end, export as a doc, and edit pages. I will explain that later on. So now you see when you start scrolling, you have all these different elements that are here to guide you or your SEO strategist to really do a proper brief and really to follow step by step all the elements. And so he has elements to provide all the required information to the writer. And I believe that having detailed brief leads to quality content. So this block, the first block, is the writer directive. So here we have our default text, but also you can, of course, update it and add the objective of this article. So I is to educate our audience about how to become SEO consultant. Obviously, be a bit more detailed than that. Maybe if you're a SaaS, you can explain what kind of features should be highlighted in the brief, etc. The guidelines, usually you don't change them. If you want to change them in the templates, then they will be changed in all your future brief. Some example. Audience, here, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's SEO consultant, or maybe not, because if they're already consultants, they won't read that, or why not? They can learn how to improve US market. And now the search intent. So here they said you have a SERP analysis associated. So you should analyze the SERP to understand what is the intent, right? Why people are searching for this term. But also you can use thruuu, and it will help you to analyze the SERP with the search intent analysis. It will tell you the search intent. So here it's informational, they are in the research phase, and here it's explained from his perspective why people are searching for this term. So read that, but obviously improve it based on your own research and knowledge. But you have a base, and it's always good to start with a base. Then the next block, nothing to change here, is the company description. So it's already here by default, so it's good. You don't have to explain over and over who you are or who is your client. The next block, article summary. So here you can create a title, description, etc. So let's click here. Here, what you can see is all your let's say competitor, and you can see their title. So you can click on one, check also the frequent keywords, and create your own. Or just go on the AI example, generate one, and then you can have some idea for you can get an idea of a title. So here I take this one, save. The same for the description. You can explore the one from your competitor, check the frequent keywords, or generate one with AI. Okay, I picked the first. Obviously, you should spend more time than that, but you see how you can create titles. The slug by default, it's a phrase that you entered in previously, but maybe you can shorten it. I also like to put the slug in the brief. Obviously, the writer doesn't care, but it's for you at the end, or for the person in charge of editing the content in the CMS. It's always good that she can check the brief and check the slug. Target word count, top 3, top 10, or put just a free number. Also here, if you work with external writers, it's always good to indicate the word count because they need to follow that. And as well, you can manage your budget by knowing how many words they will write. Article type, again here, you can define the type here or in the guide, in the writer directive previously. Leave it empty, it won't be displayed at the end in your brief. Now, the most important part, the outline. You can open the outline editor. And here you have different views again. So you can check your competitor. Okay, so here you can see the table of content of your competitor. You can start to click on them, select what you like. Also explore headings. So you can see the H1, the H2, And the H2 is basically the most frequent one. So you can see that what is SEO is 10 times used by your competitor. So everybody basically is using this H2. So like this, you can really understand what are the most frequent terms, the questions also on page or PAA. So you have a lot of data to build your own brief. Obviously, you don't do it that fast. Then you can change the headings level, etc. But it's not how I do my own brief, because thruuu is as well an AI powered, let's say, content brief generator. So you can as well generate AI one. So you can see here AI outlines with a generate button, or here as well. So I click here, and now I have two modes, from keyword or from competitors. From keywords, the AI will only know the keyword, that's it. From competitor, the AI will know more information about your competitor. So I recommend this mode, but you can test both. By the way, creating an outline with AI doesn't cost any credit, so you can just create as much you want. Then article type, we will discuss that later on. I keep it on the default one for the moment. Now I generate, and thruuu will analyze the SERP, will provide all this information to the AI, and it will generate a table of content, a heading structure. So here you can see, okay, quite nice. Usually what I do, I start like this, and then I remove the stuff I don't like. Let's say I don't want to speak about this, I don't want to speak about that. And then I go to the competitor and I start to complete, add stuff from the competitor. Also, obviously, add something new that nobody speak about. So this is also why you should do some research, obviously. So thruuu accelerates the, let's say, the research part, accelerates the fact that you can easily grab some headings and generate one with AI. But of course, you should do also your own work and add extra stuff. Also, you have noticed that when you generate one with AI, it's saved. So it's quite cool because you can also generate more than one, then mix them together with the competitors, etc. But let's speak about the type now. So you saw here there is an article type. I just left default, so basically there is no guidance. The AI will just analyze the competitor and then create what it believes to be the best outline, right? But you have default type. You have default type and also other type by default. And let's say I want to create a tips type. So there is 6-7 types by default with thruuu. So you can generate one. And here you see the structure is more around tips. Okay, so tip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like this, you can have a different way of structuring your content. So here you can see I have the tips, but still the previous one is still here, so I can still check maybe some headings were interesting. But what is really cool is that you can create your own type, because there is, as I said, the 6-7 default types, but you can also create your own. So for instance, here I have like one is called not for writers. This one that I created. And when you click on generate, now you can see there is some notes below every headings, okay? So here you can see now you have all the headings and little notes, so note for writer, and explaining, maybe giving some guidance to your writer, what you should say in this section. And again, you should have a look, but it's just a good way to start creating an outline with the support of AI. So now let me show you how this works. So you can create what is called outline prompt. So a prompt to basically instruct thruuu how to structure your outline. You click here and open a new view. This view is also accessible from here. So all your outline prompts are here. And you can create a new one by clicking here, put a name and put your prompt. And I will show you an existing prompt. And by the way, if you click here, you will have some example. Just click here and it open a new article explaining how to create that. But I will show you the not for writer. So it's a prompt, right? So I don't need to explain anymore what is a prompt. Everybody knows that. You just need to focus on content outline or H1, H2, H3s. Don't tell him to analyze the competitor, because this is done by default. Just instruct or give context to the AI to structure your headings in the best way possible. So here, for instance, you have like, I say it's for a blog post. Below each heading H2, H3 write a short note for the writer in a P tag describing the information to be covered. Start your explanation with the label note for the writer. That's it. So you see, it's quite simple. I can show you other one, like I have one about FAQ. Content outline is for a blog post organized around question and answer. The outline will be a list of question and answer only. Each question will be an H2. Follow the question with a paragraph answering the question. Also important that the H2 must finish with a question mark. And here I just put a simple example. H2, what is topic, short answer. So you see, you can as well provide him some example. So why doing that, by the way, as I said, is to provide more context or to force a specific type of structure. So if you have like, so FAQ, just a list of question and answer. If you are in the, let's say, in the travel niche, maybe you want to do some reviews of cities. So you can also say, I want to have like where to eat, where to sleep, etc. So, and then listing, I don't know, like 5 elements or places, and finishing with FAQ. If you have like recipe as well, often you want to follow the same structure for all your outlines. So having maybe the ingredients first with maybe the 5 top ingredients, then the how to prepare the recipe, and finally maybe some FAQ or historical background of this recipe, you know. So I guess you get the point. As well, you can put a tone. Here I put a sarcastic tone, so I just said like it must be really funny. So you can put a tone. You can really, really use this feature to really articulate the outline the way you like, and you can create as much you want. So based on the type of content, you can pick a different prompt. Okay, so here we go. We are good. Obviously, you should spend more time on the outline. I recommend to spend maybe between, I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes on that element. I save. We are good. We can go. Just remove this. And here as well. Okay. No, H1 was good. Okay, so here we go. Then the next one, most frequent questions. So here, this other element that automatically pulled the PAA and as well on-page questions. So the most frequent one. You can add more if you want. You can remove the one you don't like. So why this element, by the way? Because you already have the questions in the previous element, in the outline. I mean, you can always give more context to your writer to tell him these are the most important questions. So you can also understand the audience more and write the final article in the right way. So up to you. I like to have questions or to explain the most frequent questions to my writer. Top topics here. So also automatically extracted from your competitor, from the top 10 pages. You can also go here and add more. You can remove some. You can add the ones that are missing if you think, this is a less frequent one, let's say. So you can add maybe them as well in your list of topics. You can also add free topics by entering here a list of keywords. Then your writer will have this list of keywords or terms, and it can get inspired to include them in the article to also give to the search engine like the semantic of the content. SERP Insight, if you want, you can share that with the writer so you can get some statistic about the SERP. The competitor analysis, also here you have the list of competitor with page rank, words, images. Finally, the last one that we put in our template, food for thought. So here you can see you have the top article to read and top resources. So again, this is external link from all the top 10. So through analyzing all the external links, and the ones that are the most frequent are displayed here. So here we go. And of course, you can also change that, by the way, and add more. So here we go. we have a complete brief. Now what you can do, you can share it. So you click here and you have a public link. So let's open that in your new tab. So here now you have a public brief. So basically it means that your writer doesn't need to create an account. You can just share that with any writers, and then they will have all the information. It's read-only, obviously. They cannot change anything, but they can access all the information to create the perfect content for you. You have the company description, the title, the related word count, outline. They can copy it and start working in their favorite text editor. Most frequent questions as well here, the following topics. And if you click on one, they will see how it is used inside the other pages. So they can get inspiration and look at the competitor. Here you have the SERP insights with the key metrics, computer analysis, food for thought. And here they can do their own research. Last point, no, two last points. Yeah, export as a doc. So here you export obviously your brief in a doc, and the final action, you can edit pages. So what does it mean? So here when you click here, you can basically see the pages used by thruuu to make the analysis and to create content based on AI. So thruuu is using the content of these pages, but maybe you don't want all of them because I don't know, YouTube makes no sense. Maybe there is one that is off because I don't know, it's a product landing page. So you can basically disable pages, and you can as well add your own pages. Maybe you found a good page with great content, but it's maybe in the page number 3, 4, 5 of Google. So really in the bottom of the SERP. So here you can add an URL. So also through with extract the content, it will be listed in your competitor outlines. So in the competitor outline, you can browse the heading structure of these pages, and as well AI will use the content of these pages to structure the outline. So this is an advanced feature that you can use as well if you want. And by the way, just to finish, you can also disable and enable page from here. So when you are here, you can add a new page and you can disable some pages, okay? And hide the disabled. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the content brief generator. Now you have all the information to create the perfect content brief. And as you can see, it's quite straightforward. Create a template first, or many templates. Then start the creation of your brief, enter your target keyword, fill all the information required, and share a detailed brief with your writer. And believe me, if you follow this approach, you will have quality content that will rank on the top of Google.